is just fantastic.
On the 13th of January 2023, Dexa2 published an article titled Logan Paul reveals $1.3 million refund program for CryptoZoo investors amid CoffeeZilla drama. CoffeeZilla had called out Logan Paul for what was essentially a scam. The video series was a three-parter, and it led to a rather interesting back and forth between Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla. Logan Paul had threatened, legal action for defamation. Days later, apologized to CoffeeZilla and revealed he would take accountability in a YouTube video. In that, he revealed a 3-step plan for CryptoZoo. Quote, "CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him. I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, ego, and pride. I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. The fact is, suing CoffeeZilla is not going to help CryptoZoo holders, so I need to focus my attention here."
So I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game and it will add value to holder tokens. Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs, completing the marketplace, and obviously completing the releasing your animals into the wild to accrue your yield function.
This went down like a lump of lead. Now this is January 2023. It is a while ago. We're now in January 2024, a year removed. On the 5th of January 2024, via BIN Crypto, Logan Paul is reimbursing CryptoZoo NFT victims and launches a $2.3 million buyback program. Today, I am incredibly happy to announce that I am delivering on my promise to buy back base egg and base animal CryptoZoo NFTs for their original purchase price. With this buyback program, I am personally committing more than $2.3 million to buy back base eggs and base animals from every person who intended to play CryptoZoo. As I said a year ago, CryptoZoo was derailed by bad actors. Bad actors who did steal money and who betrayed our team while internally sabotaging the game. These are clips, snippets from a lengthier post, but I thought I'd just do it as one for the sake of this. He also stated that he intended to launch via a 25-page legal document to sue the bad actors involved. I assume if he got any of the money from that, he would totally share it with those who are the bad actors, am I right, everyone? Now, the buyback program will be available to eligible participants for a limited window that began on January the 4th and expires on February the 8th. Once the buyback period expires, no claims will be considered beyond. So you have just over a month, which of course, if you're paying attention, is ample opportunity to get back what you are owed, if what you were getting back what you were owed was the whole bloody thing. You might have noticed in 2023 it was announced as a £1.3 million refund program. Now it's a $2.3 million buyback program. One would surmise with the success of Prime, which I thought would have taken a knock. It was doing well, still was after actually. It's quite strange really. Having KSI as your backer, your body man, your wingman, yeah, that was interesting because he had at that point said he was going to walk away from Prime. So when you consider how well Prime has done monetarily and all the endorsements with the UFC and some football teams, the fact that Logan Paul at time of recording is the US champion with the WWE, which means about as much as the paper belts we all made as children, you can safely surmise Logan is doing well enough to up the compensation aspect. The 25-page legal document where he intends to sue all the actors, the bad ones involved, is actually available via a Google Drive document, which we might get to nearer the end of this video. Instead, I want to focus on some more tweets. Muta, Logan Paul's year-delayed refund is awesome for victims. It's also cute it's happening as he's being sued over this, and his refund scheme includes a waiver, excluding him from any anticipated claims from a lawsuit. If only his other crypto schemes had refunds like this too. Included, waiver of claims and release. By accepting these terms, you acknowledge and agree that you are waiving any actual or anticipated claims against Paul, as well as against any related personnel, affiliates, agents, partners, employees, service providers, or representatives for monetary or equitable relief arising out of or in connection with CryptoZoo, but not limited to this buyback, your purchase of any Zoo tokens, or your purchase of any CryptoZoo NFT. You further acknowledge that the buyback does not constitute an admission by Paul of your legal entitlement to any amount, nor does it constitute an admission of any responsibility in connection with any actual or anticipated claims related to CryptoZoo. KSI on Twitter had retweeted Logan Paul's happy to announce nonsense by saying, "What will the haters say now?" Retweeted by Attorney Tom and a 4-minute 30 video. They would say, "This is a predatory tactic to include a total claim waiver on a buyback," quotes around the word buyback, "that only accounts for a small fraction of the financial damage he caused." KSI, I feel like Logan is doing the best he possibly can to help those who have been affected by this project. I think people are forgetting that he currently has another project called 99 Originals in the NFT space that has been quite successful. Anyway, to anyone saying or thinking that I've labelled the victims as haters from my previous tweet are clearly wrong and looking for yet another reason to try to blindly put me down. It's fine, I've been doing this social media thing for years, I'm used to it, lol. I'll be more specific when I tweet next time, my bad. Call me a dick rider, dick eater, all you like, but I'm always going to want to back my friends and give them the benefit of the doubt, as I assume most people would. Anyway, I don't know poop about crypto, I tried and lost millions. Yes, you did. Also, your blind backing of your friends, didn't that cause a rift with your brother? Readers added context. Logan Paul's buyback accounts for 12% of the damages. Accepting the refund will waive your rights to sue Paul or CryptoZoo. That's interesting, isn't it? You might think that he's doing the best he can, but realistically the best he can would be to give everyone back what they lost, not a fraction of it. 12% of damages? I assume he thinks he'll get the rest of it from the bad actors. Sorry, the bad actors. They were in block capitals earlier after all, weren't they? Muta replied to KSI by saying, "I don't think covering as little as you can and locking a refund behind a waiver is the best he can do. You should also look into his other crypto endorsements like Dink Doink if you're interested in his scummy NFT history. I know he's your boy, but come on now. I know nothing about crypto. I'm going to be upfront and honest about it, so I don't invest in it. I have investments elsewhere, but not in crypto. Mostly because it was inevitable it would crash, it often does, and it crashes hard. It does normally bounce back eventually, but to me it's too risky an environment. Mine are usually in things like collectible bottles of whiskey or precious metals. It's nice and simple. What Logan is being accused of doing is harming his reputation more. And yes, okay, the brands he is a part of are doing well and congratulations, but it doesn't stop him being a massive bellend. With that refund waiver, you're giving them back barely anything. You should be ashamed of yourself. Simple as that. Drummer alert. KSI receiving backlash for support of Logan Paul's CryptoZoo because it included more context on the readers added context. Carvos tweeted, KSI's second embarrassing attempt to defend Logan Paul gets owned by community notes. The dick sucking is out of control. Later following it up with, keep sucking bro. There is no way you still think he's doing the best he possibly can. Should remove integrity from your body, you haven't had any for a long time. CoffeeZilla had retweeted KSI by saying Logan Paul has stonewalled these victims for a year, refuses to communicate, refuses to create the game he promised for 3 years, refuses to refund the tens of millions he sold in Zoo tokens, blamed everyone but himself from day one. How is that doing the best he possibly can? He's offering this buyback only after he got in even more legal trouble. 1 year late with a 1-month claim and a liability waiver? Give me a break. I'm sympathetic to people not understanding crypto and benefit of the doubt stuff, but what doubt is there exactly? It's not even the first time Logan scammed his fams. Dink doink, felon, elongate, liquid marketplace. It's so well documented at this point. 99 OG is kind of a funny example to bring up, because that was what he created when he was lying to CryptoZoo holders saying the game was coming soon. Not sure how one success makes up for several scams. TLDR, your friend has done bad things and defending him blindly while not understanding what he did ain't it. So on the 4th of January 2024, a 46-page document, courtesy of a Google Drive, came to light concerning Logan Paul against Eduardo Ibanez and Jake Greenbaum, aka the Crypto King. In the cross table of the contents, it shows pages where things start to go awry, allegedly awry, in the background section. That is where I want to go. This will be pages 25 to 37, where suspicious trading activity occurred. Logan Paul uncovers deceit, finds out that Mr. Ibanez is a fraud, and pledges to buy back all of the NFTs. Suspicious trading activity occurs in the liquidity pool immediately after the launch. Zoo Day would soon take a dark turn, around the time the founders finished acquiring Zoo tokens. Mr. Paul learned that dozens of unique and unattributed cryptocurrency wallets had been trading tokens in the liquidity pool alongside the founders. In other words, it became clear the existence of the new market for Zoo tokens had somehow become known to dozens of project outsiders. Over the course of several days, the trading activity caused the market capitalization of Zoo tokens to drop precipitously from approximately $130 million to $26 million. Mr. Greenbaum had blamed the activity on trading robots or bots. Mr. Paul was alarmed. Even though he knew little about liquidity pools, he was immediately suspicious of Mr. Greenbaum's explanation and how casually it had been delivered, particularly when Mr. Greenbaum had not notified him or other co-founders of any outside activity in real time. He shared his suspicions in text message, in which he questioned how a person could have magically known about the minting today, been on the lookout for Zoo, got in at the same random time we got in, multiplied their money, then dipped at the peak and knew the timing of it. On page 30, when Logan Paul discovers Mr. Greenbaum's deceit, he had found that what had been going on was Mr. Greenbaum had purchased tokens direct and was selling them behind the scenes and making them available to third parties since Zoo Day. This had been after Logan Paul had found out that tokens were being sold from wallets that held volumes so significant they could only have been held by one of the founders, which was in violation of the trading rules the founders had agreed upon amongst themselves. On page 35, Logan Paul discovers that Mr. Ibanez is a fraud and may have misrepresented his credentials. Mr. Bentov, an investigator, had messaged Logan Paul and said that Mr. Ibanez is a con artist, the biggest I've ever met. Mr. Paul had asked, is he a con, or is he just a pathetic, miserable loser? Reply, nah, he is a con. He relayed an unconfirmed rumour that Mr. Ibanez had never attended MIT. In the conversation with Mr. Bentov, Logan Paul wondered what possible reason there could be for Mr. Ibanez to have misled him for the preceding 8 months about his ability to develop the game. It turned out Mr. Ibanez's backstory was a fabrication, including the credentials that had caused Mr. Paul to entrust the project to him in the first place. The final page of interest as part of the legal document in this instance is where Mr. Paul, Logan, pledges to buy back all of the Crypto Zoo Egg NFTs. That was when he had committed to, 1,000 Ethereum, which was $1.3 million at that point. There is certainly a large discussion about those he chose to trust when this was ongoing, this project. Discussion for another time. The part that people want to focus on, of course, is how that plays out. And there's more in that document that we could go through. It would take a while though, and I've run out of time, sadly. Instead, I want to talk about the fact that this is a distraction from the fact that you've pledged to do something, and in reality, you're not doing anything close to it. People deserve to be compensated, being given a very tiny window where they'll get a fraction of what they're entitled to, regardless of this context that you claim to have been swindled by a con artist and somebody doing some insider trading, I guess. Means very little to those who lost their money. It just speaks volumes about how gullible you are.